Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and MPD by somebody that has both. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and do all the socially things scrolling past you on the screen right now. And pop on over to patreon.com/earlymorningbarking and hit the join button below, or hit the join button below, you don't need to do both, and get extra videos and podcasts and stuff every week. It's cool, you should check it out, honestly. Anyway, I just cut my hand. Not now, but a few minutes ago. It's just stopped bleeding. I won't. Can you? There. I'm not going to give you a close-up. No one needs to see that. It's just a little cut. I'm not going to die. Don't need a stitch. Nothing like that. I'm fine, right? But I did it. And in truth, no one gives a shit. Sorry to swear so early on in an episode, but you don't care. You are going to lose zero sleep over the cut on my hand. I don't care about your cuts. I don't care. This is a fine arrangement, right? I'm waving my hand around. It's actually starting hurting now, so I'm gonna not do that as much. It has stopped bleeding. It doesn't really hurt. It's barely a cut, right? But it bled. Why am I telling you? Even though I know you don't care. And I wouldn't care in return. Whatever. If you had a really big cut, I'd feel bad for you. Right, but this level of cut, this is not a sympathy cut. This is a why are you wasting my day cut. I've got stuff to do. It's maybe a centimeter long, maybe a centimeter and a half, and it's pretty much just broken the skin. I'm not going to die. So, what? Because I can't tell you how much I want to phone my mum right now and tell her. Seriously. It's killing me. And I could, right? This isn't some sort of... Like, I'm not cut off from the world. I could call my mother right now. I actually spoke to her about half an hour ago. Because she called just to say hi. Whatever. Just before I cut my hand. I could call her back now. And be, Mum, I've cut my hand. And she'd be, oh no, have you done X, Y, and Z with it? And I'd be looked after over the phone as a 43-year-old man who lives alone and has slightly cut his hand a little bit. I'm not bleeding out here, right? We're not waiting for the ambulance to arrive. You can see the cut on my hand. This is fine. I need somebody to tell me it's going to be all okay. The hell? I mean, I don't need that. I'm going to be fine, but there's an urge, right? And not necessarily my actual mother, but just to have somebody I can run to and go, look, I've hurt my thing. I can get that, oh, come on. Oh, honey, you've hurt your hand. Let's get you sorted out. And I can sit on the kitchen worktop, sniffling, while somebody sorts out my boo-boo. Yeah. You know, it's not a phrase I like to use, and it has all sorts of negative connotations, and I'd like to try and avoid those if possible, but this is one of those situations where I feel like telling myself to man the fuck up. Right? And by which I mean grow up. People get hurt every day. People get hurt every day and don't feel the need to go running to someone. I'm not hurt. I'm scratched. Sorry to sound like a Monty Python character, but 'tis but a scratch. And yet there's this age regression. I wanna be told, oh, it's all fine. I wanna be hugged and have it taken care of. And yeah, I don't really. That's an embarrassment. I don't want that. Maybe that's therapy or whatever, but I'm using this as a sort of extreme example. because it highlights the fears that come out, that bring out the age regression in BPD. It's a harsh reality, right? Because the truth is, really, sorry, but you don't care that I've cut my hand. I don't care if you've got a similar injury. I don't care. Don't feel the need to tell me. Right? Because I don't care. I've got my own stuff in my head going on. I haven't got room for your stuff, especially pretty minor stuff. And you haven't got time for mine for the same reasons. This is cool. This is sound. This is how society functions. And it doesn't mean we're bad people or inconsiderate. But the truth is, no one cares. That's fine. But that's harsh, man. That is a scary thing. Because someone used to care. And for better or worse, that person still would care, but that's just my mother. You know, but having that person, that shield around the world, or between you and the world, that says, oh, it's all right. Let me sort it. Let me look after you. Let me deal with it. It's so reassuring, and it's so scary without it. Moving on to not needing it is a scary thing, right? Because I'm saying, look, right, I have this want to call my mum and tell her what I've done. I don't really. I've moved beyond that. But I remember having that need. It's not that long ago. And if not my actual mum, then whoever in my life could most closely replace that role, could take up that role, that person who looks after me, whatever. Wouldn't surprise me if there's a tendency to try and make favourite people this parental role in our lives, this person of support, and that's why we're especially afraid of abandonment from them, because we put them on that parental support pedestal and being left by them or rejected by them in some ways, kind of like being left or rejected by a parent, that's pretty heavy stuff. So we have this need, this desire for a shield between us and the world, because the reality of the world is harsh and uncaring. The reality of the world is that the world's got stuff to do and you aren't the center of it. And you have to decide to make this horrible transition. I mean, granted, look, this is a horrible transition, right? To go from a state of being in your life where someone fusses over you and cares about you and you are the focus of their world, to a reality where no one cares at all. Because no one's got time to care, right? No one's got the energy to care. And there are so many things and people to care about that us and our boo-boos can't register on things. That's the reality of it. And we have to step into that, take off the life jacket, take off the shield, and step into adulthood, being a grown-up. Facing the fact that nobody cares, and the most you've got the right to demand from the world is to be left the hell alone. No special treatment, no extra consideration, no being the center of the universe. And we see a lot of people who have trouble with this in many ways. And it's cold, harsh, frightening. We'd like it to not be that way, but it is that way. And we can continue being upset about things not being the way we want them, or we can adapt to them being the way they are. And I promise you that I've found adapting to things being the way they are is a hell of a lot easier in the long run than trying to pretend that they aren't like that. Because you can't avoid the reality, the cold, hard reality that we use this age regression to avoid. It's right there. It's outside just now. I can see it. So there's no parental role that I need. I need to take that up for myself. I need to just say, hey, I've cut my hand, and I'll deal with it and do that. And then maybe if I'm feeling like a bit of a moaning baby, I can make a YouTube video about it. But I don't need that support figure. I am becoming that support figure. For my own sake, I need that. We all need that. That's being a grown-up, I think. Really. Is becoming our own parent. Becoming our own discipline and our own support and our own, not defense from the world, but do you know what it is? I think that our parents ideally become a shield from the world for us to protect us from things until we're tough enough to not need that shield. And I think that with BPD comes, with that emotional sensitivity comes an inherent softness. We're easier to break. We're more emotionally fragile, and it doesn't take as much harshness of reality to bring us crashing down. And so maybe some of us aren't ready to have that shield removed yet because we're not hard enough to take the knocks of the world. But reaching that point is part of this healing process for me. I don't want a parent like that. I don't want a shield from the world. I want to look it in the eye and take it on. Because the reality of it, whether I like it or not, is there. However I feel about it, doesn't matter. And neither age regression or ignoring stuff or pretending things are different is going to change that. I'm just setting myself up for more disappointment. So we need to be our own support and not have this need of protection from others. It's scary to give up. But sometimes you've got to just be pushed out of the nest and learn to fly. Because if we don't, we're just going to fall out of the tree and hit the floor, which isn't good. So, I hope that helps you in some way. Let me know how you use your age regression and all that sort of thing. Does it come up? Are you managing to avoid it and be your own parent? Let me know in the comments and over at patreon.com/earlymorningbarking. Until next time, you take care. I'll see you later. Bye.